Cab. Life is too short to be drinking shitty beer. Welcome to another edition of Bands, Bikes and Booze Reviews. Got a special one today from Fuller's, the Fuller's Brewery in London, and it is called Black Cab Stout. Obviously named after the Black Cabs of London. I've got a few mates who are Black Cabbies. I don't think any of them have tried this, but I see it today in Morrison's and it's intrigued me. It's a 4.5% stout. It is in a 500ml bottle, so it's just under a pint. There is the cap, traditional Fuller's cap. Thankfully they haven't done a London Pride job and just made a complete abortion of it. It's got on there, I don't know whether you can see that or not, it's very difficult to see, but it says it's brewed with the knowledge. Right now, the knowledge is like a test that the cab drivers have to do, and it basically means taking more like 2 or 3 years out of their life, going around on a little scooter with a load of roots, knowing where all the roads are. It's amazing. One of my mates has done it. He said it's the most taxing things mentally that he's ever done. And I've got 2 mates that are cab drivers. One of them's just retired, and another one is still a cab driver, and they're great fellas, but just don't mention the word Uber to them. Anyway, I'm going off on a complete tangent to this. This is a beer, so I'm going to review this beer. Now let's get it open and see what we've got. It mentions it's got Fuggles hops in it for bitterness, and it's got chocolate malt, which you'd expect from a stout. What are the? It says, yeah, they've got the Fuggles hops, and it's got Goldings as well. So yeah, it's the normal fare you'd expect from what's the name? It's also got malted barley and oats. So the oats is quite an interesting one. That would be to get a smoother mouthfeel, I'd imagine. Of course, the barley would be what was roasted to get this dark colour. So let's get it out in the glass. I'm not going to smell it in the bottle. There's no point. I just want to get it out because there's going to be so much. Well, if I'm not mistaken, yeah. Oh, wow, that smells absolutely amazing. The chocolate on that, the dark bitter chocolate that you get just from that quick smell is just amazing. Now, Fuller's are one of my favourite breweries. I don't care what anyone thinks. They're not a macro brewery, because I've been to the brewery and it's not that big, but their beer speaks for itself. It's legendary. London Pride, ESB are 2 fantastic beers, and then of course you've got the best one that they do, which is in my opinion Bengal Lancer, and they do some others as well, but they're all good. I've not had a bad Fuller's beer. I can't think of one, but there you go. Anyway, before this head dissipates, let's get this down the neck. God, them chocolate malts, they are just so strong. It smells fantastic, but let's get it down the throat and see what's going on. Dogs are going for it out there. You could almost taste the smoke in that from where they've roasted their malts. I'd love to know how they roasted them, because there's a German beer called Schlenkerler, and I've reviewed that, and that is that's known as a German smoke beer, and the flavour is just so strong from the smoke. I'm getting some of that in here. So I'd be interested to find out what they use to smoke them, because they use, in Germany, the Schlenkerler, they use oak, lumps of oak, and they burn them, and the smoke from that obviously roast the malt. God, this is full of flavour. If you like Guinness, you may not like this. And if you think Guinness is bitter, this is off the scale with bitterness. So you've got the two hops, the Goldings and the Fuggles, giving it the bitterness. But you've also got that smoky taste to it as well, which is bitter. And then you've got the chocolate malt, again, which is bitter. So that is quite a bitter drink. It's a bitter stout. It's what you'd expect from a stout. A stout is bitter. So yeah, what you're getting, initially you're getting that chocolate malt, bitter chocolate malt. You're getting like a smoky flavour all the way through it, and you're getting a bitterness through it as well from the hops. It's pretty intense. It's quite strong, even though it's only 4.5. The flavour is very intense. If you're going to eat something, it would have to be very, very sweet. You couldn't drink this with like a curry or something. The bitterness would just be off the scale. But having said that, I quite like it. It's very tasty. You cannot say this has got no flavour. And of course it is a very dark, almost black. I cannot see through that. That's how dark that is. So then, and that you can see that in the flavour, even through the colour. That barley has been roasted to within an inch of his life, and the bitterness is coming through, and you can see it in the colour, and you get it in the smell. Chocolate and smoke. That's what I'm getting from that predominantly, and then the bitterness on the back. It sounds disgusting, but it's not. I like it, and that's a really good one. I can see it might not be for everyone. The bitterness may be too much for some people, but I like that. I'm going to give that a 7 out of 10. And if you're a fan of your stouts, obviously Guinness is a stout. This is a long way removed from Guinness though. It really is. There's a hell of a lot more bitterness on that. And you're going to be in for a shock if you think this is, you know, another Guinness. It's not. But as I say, I like it. I'll give it 7 out of 10. I'd recommend it. If you like your porter and your stout, your bitter stout, then this is a good one. And remember, beer is working class champagne.